This is War 2 Season 40. I'm using Hercules, Overseer, and White Magneto again, actually. And again, I'm taking Path 5 Section 1 and Path 5 Section 2. This time, however, I am taking it with the global up. First, we have Overseer versus Longshot. That's a pretty easy fight. I'm just going to knock him down, hit him, pretty much. If I can get to my mode, I'll try to turn that on and hit him. And I expect to be able to do that, but I don't think my damage windows are going to be very big. I'm going to probably have to bait out a fair amount of special attacks, but that's fine. Here we go. He throws that. I dex it. Pretty easy. Heavy to knock him down, and it's sometimes good to use MD to feed your power. So here, I should have just dropped it, but I wanted to bait this out first, which was kind of a mistake. There we go. Just block it. The first part, that is. Should have just... I don't know why I didn't throw my L2 there. That's kind of stupid. There we go. Drop my L2 now. He throws that, and I do a light attack. I should have done a medium in for easier punish. Oh my goodness. That was so bad. I forgot about that. I should have done the light attack for easier punish. I don't even know what I was doing there. That was just ridiculous. But nonetheless, Overseer pretty tanky, so probably should be fine. Just gonna block that last hit for safety. Not trying to die near the end. And that's the first fight down. A little bit not great, but it's fine. Next we have a Knull on node 11, and if I know anything about Noon, it's probably a maxed Knull with max inequity. So I'm probably going to be hitting a lot weaker, which is fine. Here we go. Just gonna combo him, get a little intercept. Alright. Obviously, with Knull, you want to push to L2, because L1's not fun. So there we go. Now I want to reparry, push him to L2. He doesn't throw that unstoppable heavy, which is nice, and I get him to L2. Alright, he throws that. Hit the dex, and heavy counter that. A little bit off time for the Fury, but it's still good for spacing. Okay, same thing. Actually, I heavied there for the protection. I maybe should have tapped him once and then comboed, but this seemed to work out pretty well. Missed the reparry there like a fool. Alright, so now I'm going to bait this out and then probably throw SP2. So bait that out. It's a heavy counter. Very nice. Drop an L2. And then I can go in. Want to turtle again and beware of that unstoppable heavy. Man, I'm just missing all the reparries today, backing off because I didn't want the Fury to expire, because I thought that the protection would come back about the same time that I parried, and I wanted to be safe. So I push him to L2 there, he throws it immediately. Now I can just knock him down. I purposefully do not try to go for the heavy counter there, just because it's near the end of the fight, and near the end of the fight, there's a little voice in my head saying, if you mess it up now, that's pretty bad. So, go ahead and finish him off pretty easy. No hiccups there. My next fight is going to be a Mole Man on node 29. I'm using a White Magneto pre-fight as well, so it's pretty standard. He is tacticked, so blocking does have a slight downside. A couple blocks won't hurt anybody, so I just have to be kind of mindful of when I block. I'll essentially treat it similar to Hard Knock Life, except without as strict of a timer, which is basically, if I need to block, I'll block, and it's really not that big of a deal. But if I don't need to block, I really shouldn't be. So we start the fight off, and again, I start with the parry so that I can get the backdraft intercept, which he goes for. Very nice of him. Then I get another backdraft. I was trying not to trigger Infuriate. I actually just realized upon rewatching that I triggered Infuriate. My goal was to not trigger Infuriate. Not that it really mattered, but I just figured I'd rather not. And I guess I did accidentally trigger it. Here we go. He throws that special one. I dash in to counter it. Okay. He throws a special one again. I wonder if I think I go for a backdraft here instead of countering it. Yeah, so I go for a backdraft, hoping he'll go for it, and he does. He's been very kind with the backdraft so far. And then I go for a parry just because I wanted to keep maximum uptime on my precision and fury damage window. Okay, here I'm going to have to bait that out, and then throw SP2 once I can intercept. So I bait that out. Hopefully he'll go for this backdraft, which he does. He's gone for every single one I've asked him to go for. Drop an SP2, and he's down. Super clean fight, really, really kind AI as well. And I have one more fight, and it's a Doom. So I went into this Doom. I should have known that it was a rank 5 because it's Dr. Doom, and all Dr. Dooms from now on are going to be rank 5. Should have known that. I don't know why it caught me off guard that it was. But his pause just came, oh. And I'm kind of thinking, like, should I invul? And I'm like, it's not really going to help. Like, it is what it is. So, we go in, the game plan's pretty simple. The first time I did this fight, I tried to get the dexterity buff, hit into his aura, and get charges. It was okay. I found what was better was to instead continually bait L1s with MD. So I get the intercept because I do want my basic hits to start chipping him away while I can. And now note this, right? He throws that special, I tap him, and he's back to another one. He throws that special, I get hit because I'm trash, I tap him, he's back to another one. Almost. So, just doing it like that, I fully ramp up just by feeding him tons of bars of power with MD, and that's the way that I found is a lot easier. So here I'm just going to bait out this L2, and then I'm going to intercept. And honestly, I'll just block this. I don't really care. Block, and I can still go in. He has a long recovery time. Get an intercept. Okay, drop this L1. I want to look at my buffs. They're not even going to come close to expiring, so I should be fine. I could probably stun chain him if I wanted to, and I don't even really have to. So, 4 more fights only for me, but pretty clean fights, and a pretty solid war. So, thank you so much for watching.